Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing my 2022 Dodge Durango SRT. This is a 6.4 liter V8 HEMI engine. It's naturally aspirated and it gives you 475 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. It's actually a monster. I'm gonna go over the options that I got for this vehicle. The most number one definite option I decided to get was the black package. You have the blacked out badge, the SRT badge, the fenders, the grills, the lights, the rim, the side mirrors. You know, I know you got that 392 black badge right there. I believe if you don't get that, it's actually a red badge. Obviously I got the black rims. They look really clean, look really nice, and you know, it looks great overall with the white knuckle paint. You know, the black and white combination, can never go wrong with that. Now the tires are 20-inch. These are 20-inch rims. You got the P0 Scorpion Pirelli tires. These are the run flats, and I opted to have the red Brembo caliper brakes. These are 6 pistons calipers over here. You know, the braking on this car is phenomenal. It's responsive and it comes to a halt given the size of this car, the vehicle weight. I believe this car weighs somewhere around like 5,400 pounds. But the big thing about this is, you know, it could also tow up to 8,700 pounds. Now, obviously, I opted to not go with the tow package because I wanted the more performance on this vehicle instead of, you know, having an extra tow hitch on the bottom there. Comes with that blacked out tips over here. This 5-inch diameter tips. Now, to continue the black and white combination, I decided to tint my windows. Obviously, I tinted the front passenger and driver's side, and also the front windshield. I matched the tint percentage with the rear, which I believe it's around 35%. So everything looks symmetrical and aligned, and I think it has this menacing look, especially at night, and no one can see inside unless they come up close and actually focus on looking inside. Let's check out the interior of this car. I definitely had to get the demonic red leather Laguna seats. It looks absolutely beautiful. You got that SRT badging right here, you know, that white stitching, two-tone, and I definitely got that red seatbelt right here. This in itself was, I believe, $95, and the red leather seats were an added like $12.95, I believe, or $1,500, one of those. You got that SRT badge over here, which looks great. It illuminates at night. You can only get that background lighting, the white light under it. And you can see, you know, in my honest opinion, the way I trimmed this out, you know, you got that nice leather feel here, but I chose not to get the premium interior because, you know, I bought this car for the performance, the engine. Oh, excuse my Lakers basketball. You know who we rep over here, Kobe Bryant all day. That's the only reason. So either way, getting back to the interior, yeah, over here is just the cheap plastic, but it's a combination of these leather throughout over here, and the white stitching, which looks pretty good. I'm not bothered by it, you know. Like I said, it's only to my my preference. You also got the shifter right here. I believe this also is the same one in the Charger and Challengers. You got the wireless cell phone charger, and then you got your your buttons, your dials, for the radio, for the heating and air conditioning in here. And what's cool is they come with both the heated seats and the cooling ventilation seats. And I love this setting over here, which is the heated steering wheel, because when it's brick cold outside in the winter, you feel it, and once you turn that on, the steering wheel warms up pretty quick. I would say probably within 5 to 10 seconds, you start feeling the warmth out of it. Here's the aluminum paddle shifters. They're not full size, as they have buttons for the radio right below them as well. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, see right there, they have a couple buttons over there. These are 2 cup holders, and also the armrest, and the storage compartment. You got 2 of them. You got one deeper, and you got a secret one over here where I keep my napkins in case I need anything, anything spills and all that stuff. I got kids. So here's the rear seats. This is a 3-row SUV. I opted not to get the center console right here between the 2 captain's chair, just so it's easier to maneuver to the back seats. This car fits 6 passengers, 6 full-size adults, and I think you could stretch it. You could have either 3 kids in the back, which will give you a 7-seater with 3 kids in the back and 2 adults in the middle. Or you could have 2 in the captain's chair and 2 adults in the back and 1 child in the back. But either way, 6 full-size grown adults. Sorry, excuse the hats that my kids left. I'm gonna get in the rear to see how the leg room is. I'll say it's pretty comfy. Look, I still have this much room. I would say about 6 inches. Right, I like these seats. It's a premium Laguna seats, and it's pretty comfy. You got your handle right here just in case we need it. And over here you got your hanger, a clothes hanger if you hang any clothing here or whatever you like with any strings. Here's your control for the heating and ventilating for the rear. They can have the option to adjust the fan speed in the back and also the temperature and the way it disperses the air. You have the ventilation over here as well, and what I like about this is also has that 120 volt outlet over here. This comes in handy, and they also have its own heated seats in the back right here. To get to the 3rd row, it's pretty simple. Just pull this lever right here, and you pull up the string just to flip up the seat, and you go right inside. Now let's pull down this chair, see how much room we actually have. See, it's a little bit tighter, but you won't expect any more because you're in the 3rd row. I would say this is about 2-inch gap. So each of you get your own cup holders over here and here, and your own seat belts, just to feel secure in the back. All right, I wouldn't recommend sitting here for more than 2 hours. It is kind of cramping here, but either way, it's pretty comfy. The chairs are pretty comfy. Now let's check out the trunk space, the storage space. Sorry, I left my golf clubs and my shoe here. I got to rep that Kobe 24 right here. You still got plenty of room when you have these 3rd row seats folded up, but you definitely have more. You fold it back down, a lot more room. You definitely have more room when you fold it down. You could fit quite amount of size in here. of items. And obviously if you put the second row's captain chairs down as well, it'll give you around like 85 cubic feet of storage space, which is more than enough. That's definitely more than 7 feet of space here that you could fit stuff in here. Pretty cool, pretty decent. And the storage can never go wrong. And you always have another compartment here where I've been storing other stuff in here, you know, my bags and stuff like that, camping, and some blankets, you know, some of my girls' frisbee. So, yeah. But overall, the storage is quite useful. And obviously in the back here, you also have one of the 12-volt battery charger here. You know. And that's it, which is pretty good. So let's start this sucker up. Sorry about that. Here's the digital clusters and the infotainment system. I really like the infotainment system because it's very responsive. You know, it has, you go to the home page, it's quick. The navigation, the comfort settings. You don't have to always use the buttons here, but you can do a touchscreen. And then you also have the SRT vehicle, which brings you up to the controls, SRT settings, and the regular settings. Now, the one thing I really dislike about this vehicle is the rear view camera. It's really poor quality, it's atrocious. I wish they could have changed this and upgraded the camera, a better quality camera. But that's the only thing that I find wrong with this vehicle. That it's correlated with the pricing of this vehicle. And this, I don't understand what this does, this third row headrest fold. But if you had any misbehaving adults or the kids in the back, you could push that button and it'll give them a donk on the head right there. So let's test this out here. You can see the third row's headrest. If I press the button right now, which I will in 3, 2, 1, look at that, it folds directly down and pretty quickly, and it'll give him a bonk on the head. But other than that, let's check out the SRT page. You have the performance pages, the drive modes, and the race options. Let's go to the race options, which I believe is the launch control. You could adjust the starting RPMs, and you could also activate launch control over here. You can also activate the launch control with this button over here, which they have, which will be a quicker shortcut to get to this, you know, to get the car to launch mode instead of going through the touchscreen. Let's go over here. Let's go back, and you got your different drive modes, which you got right now. It's an automatic. Whenever you start up the car, it's always in automatic mode, eco mode, so which has the cylinder deactivation. So right now it's running on 4 cylinders instead of the V8. All right, and then you got the sport. If you want to have a more responsive ride, a more sportier ride, and obviously the track mode as well. Right now, I did my custom mode, which I believe is, you know, what's more interesting and what's more suitable on the street. That's just my preference, you know. But you could always mess around with this, with the custom setup for this. It'll take you to whatever you want to. All the transmission, the paddles, you know, every option here, you could choose which one you want between sport, track, and street. All right, and let's go back out to the performance pages. This is pretty cool, you know. This is for the track, you know. It keeps track of your, you know, your timing from 0 to 60 to quarter mile. and the best time there is. It has different gauges, you know, check your coolant temp, oil pressure, and the dyno, and the G-force as well, and the vehicle dynamics. All right, but overall, I like this infotainment system. Like I said, it's very responsive, and the sound is pretty good too. I chose not to get the Harman Kardon, but you know, even though it sounds really well without it. And here's the digital gauge clusters. You know, you could, the top left and right range, you could adjust that manually to show what you like. Right now I had the temperature of the outside and also the gas range, and all these buttons over here, you could cycle through what settings you want it showing up front there instead of the speedometer. And also, you know, you got the tire pressure here, you know, the SRT mode over here. Right now, that's my best time out of 0 to 60 I got, which is 4.2 seconds. I know that on Dodge's website they advertise it as 4.7 seconds to 0 to 60 seconds, but obviously you can see I've done a lot better than that. It's not that hard. It depends on the right condition, and I found out to be like when it's cool weather. I believe I got this time when it was like around 40 degrees outside, so it was pretty fun. I'm gonna try to improve to hopefully get it to 4.1 or hopefully 4 seconds. The gas mileage is not that great, obviously, since it's a V8 and this is such a heavy car as well. However, I can get up to 19 on the highway, and I believe the city is 13 miles per gallon, and also the combined is 15. But I can tell you it's way less if you drive in the city, because you know, it just eats gas whenever you step on the gas in the city. I believe I average probably under 10 for the city, right? But like I said, this is very responsive. You know, you could scroll, and you know, yeah, the top speed I got on this right now so far is 130. So, but I could take it up there depending on the situation, you know. But yeah, another option that I definitely need in all vehicles when I purchase a new one is this right here, which is the memory seat setting. I definitely need my own custom setting on a seat, because I hate adjusting it all the time. You know, when you have multiple people driving this vehicle, which is basically just my wife and I would like to have memory seats, because it's just a necessity. I know everybody will find it annoying always adjusting their seats, right? Setting the preference is always a must need. I'm taking this car out for a drive right now. You could definitely hear the exhaust on this, which is pretty neat. It's so smooth the way it handles, even on eco mode. Now let's switch it up to the sport mode. You hear that V8 right there? It's beautiful. Such aggressive, and I love that exhaust sound. Obviously, when you switch to sport mode, everything becomes more responsive. The throttle. Just get much more horsepower, much more power, much more torque. I believe if you go to sport, the all-wheel drive, it goes like 40 or 50 split. Such a monster, such a beast. That V8. car also equips with on the navigation system where the red light cameras are. That's what that beeping sound was. The other thing that I got in this vehicle was the sunroof, which I believe is a waste of an option. That's in my mind right now, is what I regret getting, because I never really use it. So there it is. I wish I could have saved like $1,300 on it. So anyways, that's it. My honest opinion of this car is, although it has some cons, you know, the pros definitely outweigh it. You know, being the engine, you know, that 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8 that produces 475 horsepower, that's already a big pro that outweighs any con. All right, obviously the only con, well, the two cons are the rear view camera and obviously the gas guzzler. This is a gas guzzler. But you know, if you're already looking into a vehicle like this, then paying any gas shouldn't even be an issue. All right, you're here to get the thrill of a ride, you know, have something nice to look at, to sit in. You know, people love looking at this car. You know, when you drive by, it turns heads. You know, I think it's geared more towards the younger generation, you know, of this Dodge era. You know, people know the car. They like the look on it, the aesthetics, especially when you get the blacked out package. You know, it enhances the aggressive look on this, the more sportier look. Is it worth the price tag? I mean, listen, you don't have to get all the bells and whistles inside. You know, if you only want to get the engine, obviously it's gonna be at least 70 grand. All right, especially the 2023 version. But you know, I don't think there's any difference from the 2023 model to the 2022 model. So I would say I was lucky enough to get it, you know, below the cost increase of what it is now. So the final verdict, I would say this is a buy, a definite buy, you know, for all the pros that it gives you, of all the enjoyment it gave me, and it still gives me, because, you know, it's always exhilarating, or I'm always energetic when I know that I'm about to drive this car. So there you have it. You know, this is the 2022 Dodge Durango SRT, you know, and I'm out.